Kokuto Shochu is made on the tropical island of Amami, located in the far southwest corner of Japan, some 1,800 kilometers from Tokyo. Made from a traditional dark sugar, Kokuto Shochu begins with the creation of koji, a vital ingredient made from rice, in a unique mold known as kojiki. It is made in special machines known as drums, or jidosei gikuki, where over 400 kilograms of short grain japonica rice is first washed, drained, and steamed. The role of the mold is to induce fermentation by breaking down starch, a type of complex sugar, and it inherently imparts a world of flavour upon the liquor. After the rice has been steamed and allowed to cool, mold spores known as tane koji are added and it is left to proliferate for 24 hours. When it is ready, workers break up any clumps that have formed during proliferation. The koji is then poured into crates and sent to a secondary koji making station known as a sankakudana. It spends another 24 hours here, proliferating into a healthy batch of koji. After running its course, it is then sent to the earthen pots for mashing. Here, the koji is mixed with yeast and water to form the first mash, or ichiji moromi, as it is known in Japanese. Nishihira is one of the few distilleries still using earthen pots to mash, and they differ from more modern vessels, delivering unique flavour and character. Except for the top portion, the pots are mostly buried beneath the ground, a traditional way to regulate the temperature of the mash naturally. The contents, its appearance, aroma, volume, and ABV are regularly monitored, and the mash ferments for about 4 days. As this is happening, a second round of koji is prepared, and after 24 hours, it is also sent to the earthen pots for mashing. This now forms the second mash, or niji moromi, and ferments for 2 days or so. Kokuto arrives in 30 kilogram slabs that are broken into smaller pieces for melting. Only 100% pure Kokuto is used to make Kokuto Shochu. It contains no additives and is very flavoursome and aromatic. Even within Japan, only the islands within the Amami archipelago are permitted to use this unique ingredient for distilling shochu. Workers use paddles called kai to help mix the melting Kokuto. It takes about 2 hours for it to melt completely. As the Kokuto is melting, the second mash is pumped into larger tanks, where it will be mixed with the Kokuto after it is fully cooled down. When the Kokuto arrives, the mix forms the third mash, or sanji moromi. It now contains all of the ingredients needed to complete the mash. As with the first and second mash, paddles are used to mix the ingredients. Just like the other mashes, the third mash is carefully monitored for health and all-round quality. And the mash ferments for about 2 weeks. The bubbles are a sign of fermentation, proof that the yeast is busy producing alcohol. The mash undergoes a miniature distilling test a few days before it is sent to the still for distillation. Distilling is done via traditional pot still. The mash is heated in the main body, creating alcohol-rich vapours that travel up the swan neck and over the liner, or watari, as it is known in Japanese. It is then converted back to liquid as it reaches the condenser and cools. The distilling is performed by Selena Nishihira, the fourth generation heir, and one of Japan's few female distillers. After 3 hours, the distillate exits the still and is directed to an inspection tank. Once the distillate has undergone inspection, it is then sent to a tank to age. This is where the distillate is able to mature and acquire its mellowness. Unlike barrels, tanks help retain the natural character of the distillate. It's in its purest form and unadulterated, brimming with innate flavour and aroma. Nishihira uses stainless steel tanks to age their Sango, Tomoe Moi, and Island brands. These spend at least a year in the tank. Nishihira also employs barrels. In fact, Nishihira was the first distillery to use barrels to age Kokuto Shochu in Japan, first using them to age their flagship label Kana in the late 1960s or early 1970s. Barrels add a plethora of character to the spirit, impacting the flavour, aroma, and colour. In 2021, Nishihira released Mashu, a small batch 50-year-old drop, the oldest Kokuto Shochu in existence. Other barrels at the distillery hold distillate in excess of 30 years. In late 2023, Nishihira embarked on a sonic aging project, an endeavour to age the liquor to music. The distillate uniquely matures via ultrasonic agitation that is emitted through the speakers. Each barrel is equipped with a custom speaker that plays a dedicated genre of music to each of them individually. Current genres include reggae, rock, house, hip-hop, Latin, and shimauta, a form of traditional island music. This is done in an isolated music aging room. Once aged, the distillate is sent to the bottling room, pumped through large hoses that lead to a filter. Filters help remove any unwanted matter before bottling. The bottles are then filled, prepared for shipping. finally promoted.